Hi, everybody. It is early in the morning with TS Skydoll Ariel. I just ended the live due to some technical issues with my co host. I wasn't able to continue the live, but I was not feeling too hot tonight anyway, so I decided to just come on here and do a short story time with you. A lot of you young trolls on here are always coming into my life and trolling me, asking me if I'm male or female or you're a man and all this stuff. I just want to remind you guys that I started my transition back in the late 90s all by myself. Through the grace of God, someone said the word trans and it sent me down a wormhole. Prior to that, I was just basically living in limbo and living out my life just as I came here on the earth. My identity is female. My brain is female. I can't help it that I was born with, the appendage that I was born with. But as time goes on through my transition, I was able to, change a lot of that quite a bit. And how I walked this earth prior to it is no different than how I walk the earth now. And most people use she, her pronouns with me. So being a VIP girl back in the day before I ever was didn't even know what trans was, hooking up with some of the most beautiful white men and Hispanic and uh, melanated men from other countries, uh, was that was it was what it was. And so when you come into your live and try to insult and tell me I'm old and I'm this, that, and the other, I'm ugly and all, it doesn't bother me. You're going to never be able to get into my confidence because I know how I walk this earth even to this day. Right now in Arkansas, where I am in this little tired ass little city and state, nothing changes. So I just want to remind you guys that you went through my profile, you already can see where everything is. It's not like it's a secret, and I'm not hiding anything. And when you look at me and stuff like that, you don't see no damn old person. You just see, a matured woman, honey. And don't be hating, cause you're not gonna be, you're not bothering me, cause I already know what I'll do, what I can do, and what I did. So, like I said, I was a damn VIP girl. And so a lot of you guys want to be sitting in that spot, and some of you'll never know what that's like, unfortunately, because you're too busy being a troll. If you were busy living in your truth, then maybe you would be in the VIP seat sometimes in your life. But, it is what it is. But I wanted to kind of do like a story time about my dating as a basically non binary person at that time, slowly trying to figure things out. I mean, it was a time when I thought I was part of the community of the alphabet, but whenever I would go to the bars and stuff down in Florida, in Orlando, they weren't very welcoming. And this is like Orange Avenue downtown, down from the Art Center, Metropolitan Art Center. There's a string of gay bars. The punk bar, you got your little high end bar, you got the the bar with the guys with the, I don't know, leather bar, I guess that's what they would call it. And then when you get on to across the street, that's where the big warehouse clubs and stuff, where the tragedy happened and all of that. I forget the name of the club at Orlando. I forget the name of the club, but I used to go there to all those clubs. So I didn't find my footing in those clubs. I didn't feel a part of the community because they always was misgendering me and saying nasty, rude things to me. Like if you were a girl, then if you want a girl, then I date you or something. Just say snotty things like that to me to hurt my feelings, and it was working because I was crying all the time, and it was hurting my feelings really bad. And so, trying to figure things out, I definitely was losing the battle of wanting to stay here on the earth. In the process of like around, I would say 1999, I met a girl. She told me I was trans. I was dating a guy. We'll just call him like James Dean. He looks so much like James Dean. And he came into my life through working at Disney. Like we met at Disney. We were working in the parks together, and we just clicked. I don't know what happened, but it snapped me out of that depressed mode of like feeling insecure about my identity, and it kept me alive. Even though he had many lady friends amongst me included in the fold, we ended up started like getting closer and closer and closer over the years. He moved away at some point and started dating a girl in California, and she was a model and everything. I ended up meeting her. He brought her here. I mean, back to Disney, and it did not end well. Needless to say, I got my feelings hurt, and I ended up running off and leaving them in the parks and stuff in the parking lot. But eventually he, made his way back. I started trying to date other guys and stuff, but whew, it was like he would not let go. Like he just kept on me, on me, on me all the time, like, trying to keep me in the fold. And it was so hard because I was like, why are we, going through this as, over the years, like we keep bouncing back and forth. You're dating somebody, I'm dating somebody, we get back together. You will run off with somebody else, and then I go run off with somebody else. Like you cheat on me, and I'm cheating on you. I'm just gonna call a thing a thing. And I wrote the book on it because couldn't nobody out date me. Because I would go there and run through the whole damn block. I didn't give a damn. Then throw it right in his face, and he couldn't take it. He wanted to dish it out to me, but he couldn't take it when I dished it right back out to him. I was the older person, just so you know. I was way older than him, by about 15 years or more. So he was a youngin', and so he had a lot of growing up to do. But unfortunately, when we finally decided that we wanted to be together, and I was getting pretty much ran off the job for being outed as trans, he ended up dying and passing away in a car accident, and it just sent me down a pathway of just depression. I just couldn't get past it for years. It took me many years to get over that relationship because I loved the guy. I really did. And I thought that he was the one, but I realized he was like my very first real, 7 year off and on relationship. And how much, I knew he loved me because he used to tell me all the time that he told his family about me. Well, I only met the grandmother and some of his little cousins because I got them in the park once, but I hadn't really met the rest of his family until the funeral, because I went to the funeral in the little town that he was from, and they all came up to me one by one and told me personally that they knew who I was and that they loved me for, loving him and being in his life. I just couldn't believe it. But he had been saying it to me all along, and I kept saying to him, how can you love me if you keep running off with these other girls? Like, you keep running off with other girls and you just leave me over here undelivered. Like, what the hell is this? And then I'm crying all over the place, and then I'm trying to find love from anybody because I'm like, well, if you ain't gonna give it to me, I'm gonna get it from somebody. And that was just my mindset. Like, I just really was like, you ain't gonna play in my face. And that's always been my thing with guys. Like, they always would string me along as the little side piece. I'm like, I'm never gonna be the side piece. I'm the VIP girl. I'm never gonna allow some guy to play me in my face like that. And so, I realized like he really was like my first real true love that I had, even though it was so crazy and so complicated and so back and forth. I mean, I would give anything to go through it all again just to be with him because I know how we were when we're together, how we just clicked. Um, and then to this day, even though I got married to somebody else and that didn't work out, I still kind of resort back to that guy as my person that I just feel like that was pretty much my soulmate. And so now I don't know, like I don't, something about my last marriage to that fool, it broke me inside, and I just don't really care about relationships like that anymore. I'm happy to see other people, no matter if you're, alphabet or straight, to be making it work in your relationship because I know how complicated it is. Communication is so key in these relationships, and sometimes that's just not even enough because some people be a little bit more overbearing, I guess is the word I'm trying to say. And I always try to compromise. I always thought if I compromise some things, it would balance itself out. But sometimes it's even doing that compromising thing, it's not enough. And so it's just interesting. I really just wanted to kind of give you that story time about that leading up to the TikTok whole, live thing. that when you guys come on the live and you're being rude and stuff like that, I'm not trying to date you. I don't want you. I don't think about you. And some of you could never ever get with somebody like me because I was the damn VIP girl. And just because in this life you think you're hushy because you're young or whatever, and you're just going to be snappy and talk to people any kind of way, you just come off like you sound crazy and a troll. That's all you are. And I see you, boo. But in this life, the next life, and the next life after that, you could never get with somebody like me. I just want you to know. You will never be able to talk in crazy to me if I look like a beluga whale or the ocean of SeaWorld. Bitch, I'm still a VIP girl. Because if you could see the amount of men that I ran down from Florida to Nevada, all the way through Vegas, and all the way in Africa, Mexico, and back, and Canada, please, we are, we are sirens. You should not even be playing with girls like me. Don't come playing in my face. Even if I look just like this, bitch, with a little bit of, little luggage and everything, I still can run them down to this day if I really wanted to. But since I'm divorced and I've chosen this little, life of celibacy for myself and a little sanity, I've left that part of my life behind. But don't ever get a thing in your head just because you're young and you think you're cute and you're hot shit, you can come over here and troll me. Because, girl, I was the VIP. VIP in this life, the next life, and the next life after that. Group 7, you better tell them. Let them girls know. Tell them little boys stop coming playing in my face. Because I am not the one. I've been trying to let them know. I am the TS Sky Doll. If you guys don't know who I am, you might want to go over to my YouTube channel. It's Princess Ariel M. I have plenty of story times. I've already got that stuff categorized down from my, news stuff to, it's all categories. Like, just go and let your fingers do the walking. That's if you really want to know who I am. If you want to be a troll, go right ahead. But guess what? It's going to go in this ear and out the other one. Girl, please. Child, please. Like, share, follow, and thank you for listening. I love you. Even though I know most of you don't like me, but that's fine. It's nothing new. I'll still be VIP. Bitch, thank you. And I'm broke. And what? Bye.